Hello, my name is Jin. I just got back from watching Hobbs and Shaw. And this movie is ridiculous. And when I say it's ridiculous, I do mean ridiculous. So this movie was directed by David Leitch, I believe, and he's the same director as Deadpool 2. And the plot revolves around this super evil human cybernetic guy trying to get a virus that could kill people. Yeah, it's something like that, and they somehow fit family into it, I don't know how. Okay, first thing I want to mention is the main characters, Hobbs and Shaw. Like, that's the main dish. If Hobbs and Shaw are not one of the best parts of the movie, then this movie fails automatically. Well, fortunately enough, Hobbs and Shaw are the best parts of the movie. When I say that, I really do mean it. Now, Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham as Hobbs and Shaw actually has this great chemistry, with them insulting each other, which is so hilarious. Like the insults are so creative. I honestly think the insults are one of the highlights of this movie. If you want an insult, well, if you want a great insult, watch this movie. You'll have some great insults in this movie. Oh jeez, every time they're insulting each other, they're like, I feel like their characters are like trying to flex on each other. Like, Hobbs is trying to be better than Shaw, Shaw's trying to be better than Hobbs. This chemistry is so good. It's basically a buddy cop movie, and man, I miss buddy cop movies. I love buddy cop movies. Yeah. Hobbs and Shaw are the best parts, like. And also, when I was entering this, I just like, okay, this is Fast and Furious. What do I expect? Some dumb ridiculousness, and that's what I got. If you expect anything else than dumb, ridiculous action, I don't know why you're going to watch this. This movie is clearly for Fast and Furious fans or dumb action movie fans, and this is a movie that's like a great blockbuster movie. And it's so enjoyable, so fun, despite how dumb the plot is. Based on the plot, it's like not good, but based on the characters themselves and the action scene, that's kind of what saves this movie from being a terrible movie. This has a high entertainment value to it. But if I were to criticize on what I did not enjoy in this movie, would be the final act. The final act just feels, when it came, I just feel like it felt too, how do you say, cliched in some ways, and it just went there. It's fine, and there's this ridiculous scene where it includes cars connecting each other, and there's a helicopter in there. Yes. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, and I love it. But the final act is definitely slows down this movie a lot, and I feel like people will think it's pointless, but there is some good elements in the final act, but it just doesn't go there naturally. The story progression doesn't go naturally too well. However, the characters are interacting with each other naturally. That's the main flaw with this, the structure of the story. But then again, it's an excuse of having ridiculous action scenes, so why not? And again, with the action scenes, there are so many action scenes, I feel like that's a flaw in itself. There are so many action scenes that are like too similar to each other, you kind of feel exhausted, but then again, it's still a fun movie. With some great jokes, some great insults as well. It's fun. It's just fun. Ridiculous fun. Turn off your brain, munch a bunch of popcorn fun. Jeez. And I still have no idea what I watched, but I know I enjoyed it. I absolutely loved how ridiculous this movie went. how over the top this movie is. Oh jeez, this movie is so over the top. I don't know what to say. It's another buddy cop movie. I really wanted to see a buddy cop movie. This is actually a great buddy cop movie. It's solid for a spin-off. Surprisingly, it's actually quite solid. Speaking of this Fast and Furious franchise, and that's saying something. I mean, yeah, there are some cameos in here, which also adds to the comedic effect, which I really, really love in this movie. But then again, this movie also feels too long. It overstays its welcome with a runtime of over 2 hours, like 2 hours and 15 minutes. It should have been way shorter because of the spin-off movie based on two characters that hate each other. It really does feel long, and during the middle of it, I kind of felt it. It really kind of drags a little bit. But for the most part, explosions, breaking the laws of physics, insults to each other, one-liners, you have a dumb movie. And this movie is proud of it. This movie just does not care. It knows it's a dumb movie. And it just goes with it. And that's what I love most about this movie. Because usually if a movie is dumb, they would try to make it dumb. But this movie knows it's dumb. And I think that kind of adds the effect of this movie and this movie viewing experience. And I guess that's why I enjoy this movie. So because of that, I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10, and my recommendation level is 4 out of 5. I would kind of recommend it because I feel like there are some people who would watch this movie for the story and would not really enjoy it, and definitely their brain cells will definitely die. So, have you watched Hobbs and Shaw? Did you enjoy it, or did you hate it? You may put down your thoughts in the comments below, and if you like this video, you can hit that like button, and if you want more movie reviews, then you can click subscribe. Apart from that, I'll see you in another time, so goodbye.